And welcome to the new episode. We're on episode 80. Oh, Kathy's not back. We beat her. Oh, but while we're doing that, let's see. Who do we got all
You're
in?
not
Here?
back either. We don't even see your back. I mean, we barely see
Hold on. I am actually going to... Let's see. Who do we got in our chat right now?
See, look, it's
Let's
crazy.
see.
Gonzo starts early. He can't even be in the screen. It's like we don't know what we're doing anymore, folks.
Like we ever did. I mean, we totally did. We totally knew what we were doing.
I mean, that's a fair assessment, actually.
Let's see. I think I got something.
I'm kind of jealous. Your big plushie is huge, and mine's just a little tiny Ewok guy.
He's very squishy too.
All my other plushies are probably downstairs still in the box of toys that I have not broken out because I don't have an area to put toys up. But eventually.
Mine have taken over the entire house. It's actually not me either. It's Jim. People would think that it would be me mainly, but in all honesty, it's Jim.
It's Jim.
We have a whole couch. Well, it's a love seat over there, but it's full of ugly dolls.
Oh, so while we're waiting for Gonzo to catch up, Legionnaires, I do not think we'll see Ewoks anytime soon. They're probably a good year plus out.
That would actually be kind of cool.
I mean, you can. So, Mel's Miniatures, who's a longtime guy who does Shapeways stuff for Legion and for X-Wing and for Armada, has 3 Ewoks on each other's shoulders. I was thinking of getting those and making that my next Wookiee squad.
Now that's funny.
3 Ewoks in a Wookiee suit.
Sort of. Just 3 Ewoks on each other's shoulders. That'd be funny.
Funny haha or funny hee hee?
That's like the Noblars who are a Noblar on the other guy's shoulder.
Piggyback Noblars, yep.
Yeah. Those are my favorite ones.
But yeah, Ewoks would be tough to do just because, I mean, they try to do things in a balanced way. I don't know if Ewoks would be good enough. That would give Rebels, who are already a relatively cheaper cost troop, more guys who are even cheaper costed. Or you make them special forces, and the Ewoks are not special forces. So they would be weird. The design space for them is not there yet. They come up with something interesting to balance.
Yeah, because their big thing on Endor was nobody expected them.
I mean, they're on home turf. I mean, it's like Vietnam. You go into the jungle, you're fighting the natives, and your bright white armor where you can't hide shit. I mean, you're gonna get your ass whooped. Doesn't matter what your military light's like. End of the day, rocks still cause concussions, spears still find weak points in your fucking armor, and you still get eaten by them at the victory celebration at the end of the day. That's a sobering thought.
Tasty, tasty stormtrooper.
How many rebels went, hey, where'd you guys get this meat for this kicking celebratory stew?
It's a mammal. What do you want?
Or maybe they just didn't care. Fuck the Empire. Who knows?
All right, so we're on episode 80. Well, we're going to discuss nerd shaming. Something came up, and I thought it was a very interesting topic. We were trying to do it, but last week something happened locally with me that I had to deal with, and so we had to deal with that. Other than that, Kathy, what are you drinking?
Right now I'm drinking water.
Just water?
Jim has some tea steeping for me.
I heard that. I heard the pot going off.
Yeah.
John, what's your drink of choice today?
Well, I also have some water, but I went down and grabbed a Southern Peach lemonade. And then, of course, I have Dr. McGillicuddy's apple pie liqueur in a glass, not straight out of the bottle, so I don't seem like an alcoholic.
Like the bottle is glass. That's what you're saying, right?
No. An actual glass.
An actual glass. I am drinking a Boulevard's chocolate ale. I had a few more in the fridge, so bringing that up. Do we need to do any shout-outs or anything to anybody that I know of? Kinda?
I alluded to this earlier. So, the War Store is closing up shop.
Oh, yeah.
So, it's funny that everyone's sad about that when we tell everyone to go to your friendly local
Noodles.
game store, like
Yeah.
hats off to Neil DeWorst for providing service to people who needed it.
Yeah.
But how
I
many
guess
stores
for
got
so
hurt because
long.
it was there? So, I mean, I don't wish anyone to go out of business. So, I mean, I'll salute you, Neil, for providing the service. And then, to everyone who didn't buy at your local store and only bought from him, now buy from your local fucking store. Cheers.
Cheers, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
Cheers.
Sorry, that was kind of ranty.
That's all right. Before we get started, we want to make sure that we want to thank all of our sponsors for checking us out. If you are looking for any cool stuff like widgets, measuring devices, for any game practically now, you can always
What's a
go
widget?
to widgets, quick measuring tools. You can always go to the Muson mini stores. And if you go there and you buy something there, make sure you use our discount code. More Than Dice, all one word. And you get 10% off your order. I know. Yes. Also, we want to thank Tectonic Craft Studios, Dan the Man. We will be giving away next week on our show. And I'm going to give it away unpainted so you can paint it yourself.
Pretend like there's a drum roll right now as we wait.
Drum roll. Someone give a drum roll.
What's I can do? I got no rhythm.
We're going to give away two things. First thing we're going to give away is, I painted one up last time. It's the objective marker tracker, where you can, it will count up different numbers all the way up to 15. You can get that and painted yourself. And we will be giving away a set of his 32 millimeter inserts for bases on the show.
Oh,
And then we also have a couple other things to give away. And one of the big things that we got to give away. Ooh, don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. He gave us an entire house. An entire house.
a whole house.
A whole
I
house.
could use a whole house.
He gave us a bunch of stuff to give away. So we're going to give away some other stuff. We also want to thank Mechanica Studios for providing place for us to sell our widgets and stuff, which we should have that up pretty soon. Hopefully, if you like that, please go buy that stuff. It helps the podcast. We get everything going, get everything
I gotta
done.
look at his Legion tray. I remember it being really cool. I just haven't
And
had time to do much.
we are going to be giving away one of his Legion trays. If you haven't gone to his website, Chris has a new Star Wars Legion tray for everybody that we are going to be doing a giveaway.
Like
we won't-
20.
Yeah, we aren't going to do it just on Twitch. We are going to go on Facebook, on all of our different social medias, because you're going to have to do something besides follow or subscribe or anything like that. You have to actually do something, per his request, to get it. And so we're going to be giving away one of those. We've been pretty busy with our Warfare Weekend stuff that we kind of forgot about it. But we're going to have to do it. So yes, if you want to get a copy of that, you'll have to do some stuff. Also, we want to thank everybody here on our Patreon. We will be having some patron reward shake up in a little bit. Nothing huge. Actually, there will be something huge. I should take that back. But we want to thank all of our patrons because they're the one that's actually letting us get better equipment. We should have some new equipment for things. I'm still saving up to get a better computer. So that will be coming along whenever we.
Yeah, you'll notice my picture is back to better because I got rid of the old webcam and bought another specific webcam for my streaming on Facebook. Which, if you're not checking me out, pretty much every Monday through Thursday on Facebook from say 9 to 9:30 or something like that, I do my hobby streak.
Yep, John will be having that. Kathy will be having a new camera pretty soon. So you can see her palette stuff, because that was one of the things that we were using your money for, is giving you better things to look at. Also, don't forget to watch Kathy Tuesday through Friday now.
Yep.
Um,
Tuesday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Or, 3 p.m. to whenever after 5 I decide to stop, depending.
Yeah, that's way longer than my hobby streak. Jeebus.
yeah.
But, yeah, I get some stuff done.
And actually, it's been
and it's
a
fun.
really good time.
It's been a lot of fun since I moved to 4 days a week.
Well, you've also gotten a lot more viewers, and people are liking the afternoon ones a lot more, too.
I think it's more accessible.
Yeah.
It certainly is for my own mind.
Your own mind.
Oh,
So
thanks, Princess Vespa. Also, Princess Vespa 42. That is an awesome name.
so so today we're going to be talking about on episode 80 is nerd shaming. Something came up recently, and no names or anything like that, where someone was giving someone crap for, liking stuff. And I'm not talking about this stuff that people were liking where, the taboo side of nerd. It was, what, you like that game? That game is stupid. That game is for idiots. That game is for, people that don't like complex games.
Is it for babies?
Yeah, that type of thing. And the thing is, the game isn't. There's a lot of games out there that are complex. There's a lot of games that are too complex.
Sometimes it's refreshing to play a game that's not complex.
Correct.
I have to say, more importantly, it doesn't fucking matter how complex the game is or isn't. They like it. You don't have to like it. Just be happy that they like something.
And that's the thing, is people weren't happy for him. It was like, this guy's playing this game, likes the game, thinks the game's fun. I gotta find out a better wash for flesh. I don't have a good flesh wash. And they were like, well, that's just a stupid game.
Have you tried soap? Because that works for my flesh.
I believe she means mixing soap with the wash, not just soap
No, I
bottled
was
correctly.
just talking about soaping up my own flesh when I wash it.
Oh, very well. We took that two directions. We're a full service,
We went all the way over it.
full service podcast there.
But I was really, really, really ticked off because I was like, now this game that this person's playing, I won't play it. I have no desire to play it. It's not one of my games. But if the person likes it, who gives a fuck? Let them have their fun.
you.
That is how I feel.
Because they were like, but that game's really simple. So?
So, yeah.
Who cares?
I'm sorry for all the people shooting off fireworks in my neighborhood. They're assholes.
I mean, what's the occasion?
They can.
Okay.
Saturday, Sunday?
Fair enough. Well, so something similar like Gonzo I saw on Twitter, because I think last weekend or something like that was the anniversary of The Phantom Menace.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a young lady I follow on there who loves Darth Maul, so she, of course, was tweeting it up and super happy, and I told us at one point, like, I'm not a huge fan of that movie, but I am very happy that you like it that much, and I may give it another chance because you like it so much.
Well, yeah. Erica, which is, she likes the prequels, and I'm like, I can't stand the prequels. The prequels annoy me because it's just what it is. But I'm not going to give her a crap ton of crap for it. I'm not going to give her any serious crap over it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you get someone joking crap about it, but then I'm actually more happy now that people like stuff that I don't like. That's cool. I'm glad there's something in your life you like. There's people who don't have things in their life that they like.
Yeah.
Two people who just go home and just exist and don't have things they like. They don't go see movies. They maybe watch a couple TV shows. That's something they like at least, or go home, take care of their kids, and then go to bed and go to work again. I'm like, you need to have something in your life you like, and if this guy likes a game, don't shame him on it. But maybe if you're interested in getting him into other games, see what he likes about it, and maybe turn it into a discussion as to how your game is similar but adds more stuff. Again, there's no too simple of a game. It's as simple as you like it. I mean, if I want to throw down with, me and my buddy Bob Lyman, we spent a weekend, a whole Saturday, just using metal models, and we made up basic rules like old chainmail, and just had fights with between fantasy models. Just the most basic of rules. 6-sided dice and basic armor saves and all. I mean, it was a fun time. It was super simple. You never necessarily want to do anything with it, but who cares how simple it was? We had a good time.
Yeah. I mean, I was like, people get enough crap for liking their hobbies and doing their stuff now. Mm-hmm. We don't need to shame anybody on it. I mean, because one of the things that came up was, they were like, well, they should just play this game because this is a better game. And I'm like, but maybe they like their game more.
Yeah, maybe they want the simplicity. Maybe they like the world. Maybe there's something in it that you don't see that they like, because we're all different and we all like different things, and that's okay.
Yeah. one of the things that we were talking about was that, people were talking about how that he should just play this game instead. And I'm like, maybe you should just leave him alone.
Yeah. Why should he play that game instead?
Yeah.
Turn that shit into conversation. You tell me why he should play that game instead.
But I mean, it came to the point that after a while, it was kind of getting ridiculous. And I was like, the person wasn't there, so they weren't seeing it or hearing it. So it wasn't like it was a huge, thing.
Bonus one.
Yeah. But I can't stand people that bully. I can't stand people that treat each other disrespectfully. And it was just getting on my nerves. And I was like, we have enough crap ourselves being nerds and geeks and liking things that we like from other people. We don't need it from our own people too. There is no need for that. Sorry, I should have gone with this Agrath Arshade to begin with. But
Wait, what? You're telling me that a painting had a problem and the answer was Agrax Urkshade?
Well, I was trying to get a more
This is
fleshy
my
tone to it,
shock
but it didn't go very well. Because there was I should say, there is a time to tell somebody and be rude to somebody about certain things, and then there's a time that there's not. One of the things that came up also was body odor. And, the stigma. I went to one game store recently, and oh my God, you walked in the door and it reeked. And somebody I was with was like, oh my God, what the hell? And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of one of those stereotypes I hate to admit.
That's I hate to say it. That's a time when it's actually okay to shame somebody into proper hygiene.
Yes, because
Proper
that's not
hygiene
shaming.
is not a thing that's bad. It's okay. And try not to be an absolute dick about it, but at a point they need to know at no uncertain terms, this is not okay. You should bathe.
Yeah.
Bathing is okay. Deodorant
Deodorant. I think that's probably the problem in a lot of cases. I've known people who just out of the shower, because they didn't believe in deodorant, all of a sudden, even though they just took a shower, just stunk like BO.
I need to go back to bringing a tin of Altoids with me wherever I go. So that way when I'm talking to certain people and I'm like, would you like an Altoid? And when they say no, you're like, no, sir, you'd like an Altoid. Trust me.
Please.
Sometimes it happens, and I know there's reasons for it, and you can't smell your own breath. It can happen. So that's when we got to be nice about it in that case. Try and be circumspect. Maybe they'll get the subtle hints. And if not, the not so subtle hints work. But that's totally different than nerd shaming. That's just shit that happens. They need to know about it.
Yeah. I mean,
I used to go to a game store that had a Blood Bowl league. So I was there on league day. And the entire store smelled like an ashtray, and when I came home from there, so did I. Because at that time they didn't have the ordinance here in Chicago, or I don't know if it's all of Illinois now, but for not smoking indoors.
Oh yeah.
Nowadays, it's not even within 10 or 20 feet of the entrance to a location.
Yeah.
I've told smokers to move their ass down the line.
Yeah.
No,
I used to be a smoker.
Feet, scoot them down.
Yeah, I used to be a smoker, but I mean, I was the courteous one. I was like, I'm going to go outside and have a cigarette, and I would move very far away. Even if you were allowed smoking inside, because that shit lingers. I don't care what anybody says.
One of my coworkers, one of my people actually was a smoker, and I didn't realize it for months because he was so good at masking it and not smelling like an ashtray.
I'm not being rude about it either.
Well, hey, vaping is not allowed indoors, Legionnaires. People who think vaping is allowed indoors need to go outside.
Yes, vaping is also considered.
It's the same thing. It's just, we don't want to smell that shit. It may be nice, but I don't want to walk around the corner expecting cinnamon rolls, and then there ain't no cinnamon rolls. That's not cool.
That is true.
I have a friend whose vape smells like Fruity Pebbles.
That's what Marshall always says. Fruity Pebbles. He's talking about Banian.
Banian,
Wait,
are you a Fruity Pebble smoker?
Actually, he's very courteous. He only does it down in the Banyan Cave. He doesn't do it almost out ever. So I mean,
But you know what's great about vaping when you're doing a battle report is you're blowing those clouds of smoke across the field of battle, and it makes for fantastic cinematography.
All right, there you go. There's the bonus.
There's the bonus.
Um,
Honestly, I really don't care about vaping one way or the other, and I don't really care about cigarettes unless they cause me personally to smell when I leave.
yeah, that's no bueno. I don't want to smell that. I mean, I don't want to smell. The worst is the half smoke. You crush them out. You put them back in your bag. Like I smell it, dude. Go away. Go away.
Oh yeah.
I will
Fruity
not play
Pebbles
cinnamon.
topography. Yeah, cinnamon. I almost said cinnamon topography. So you got that.
So I'll tell you, Xander, if someone blows vape smoke in my face,
Oh, that would suck. They'd get a punch to either the throat or the nuts.
so Kathy said it for me. Didn't have to.
Right? I know you.
I mean, I'm not big on violence, but you know, that's rude. That's disrespectful. I count that like spitting, and you're gonna get treated like you spat at me.
Oh yeah. You blow smoke in someone's face, vape in someone's face. You're looking for a whole world of hurt.
Yep, pain time. But back to the main topic of nerd shaming. Yeah, you don't nerd shame on. So there's the joking like, oh, you guys are. We used to back in the day like, oh, you guys are gonna go play Chutes and Ladders, and that was 40K.
Dude, I like Chutes and Ladders.
Because it was Chutes and Ladders and then chess, because fantasy was chess, and then 40K was Chutes and Ladders. And then after they changed it to Sigmar, it all changed. Like, oh, you're going to play Chutes and Ladders? We meant you're playing Age of Sigmar, because it was the easier game. But, you know, there's joking, and then there's being serious. Like, who cares? They're playing what they like to play. Let them play it. Doesn't affect you. The only part that affects you is if you're having a problem getting opponents. And if that's the case, there are 3 things you need to do. 1, look and see if there are other people actually playing the game and just not playing you. Because if so, maybe you're an asshole. We need to deal with that.
Yeah, maybe it's you.
2, if there are no other people playing that game, maybe you need to look at playing a different game. I hate to say it, we all love games. There are games we all want to play.
Oh, yeah.
There ain't no one to play it. You got to play something else. And, you know, and maybe the final lesson, maybe you just don't need to do anything about it at all. Maybe just let him have his fun time. Because, like, hey, you know, if he's a buddy of yours, go like, hey, man, how about I try your game, you try my game, and we'll see, you know, maybe we decide some common ground.
Well, I mean, because that's what happened when we decided a lot of us got, or I should say not a lot of us, but quite a few of us got the Song of Ice and Fire free from Adepticon.
Yeah.
And we were like, okay, I got a copy of it. Let's try it out. And everybody's like, well, yeah, it's based off of a TV show. It's going to be crap. It's not going to be worth a damn, and blah, blah, blah. And we tried it out, and we're all like, shit, this is a good game. This is a really good game.
Another thing is, don't judge the game before you fucking play it. Before you've seen it played.
Yeah.
You need to actually give it a fair dinkum chance.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't even know it was fully out or people were playing it until I got a copy, you know, until I saw that it was coming out for everybody at Adepticon. And so when I started, I went and watched some battle reports, and I was like, well, this game's actually kind of neat. It's not just, I'm going to roll dice, you're going to roll dice, and we're going to beat each other up.
Yeah, check some battle reports from different people. Don't do all the same person unless you really like the first one.
Yeah.
Check other people, see if there's one and maybe doing it like. Maybe get a good idea what the game is like.
And there are some out there. There's some really good battle reports. And, of course, I can't off the top of my head because I'm not watching them, but my husband is. Like crazy all the time.
But just take a look for them, and then maybe you see there's something in that game you like. Don't just judge it. You know? Like, a perfect example, Keyforge. It came out and was like, oh, Johnny, like Keyforge? I'm like, no, it's not what I want in a game. I didn't say it was bad. It's not bad. Everyone loves it. Got to be good. It's licensed to print money. I just know it's not the game for me. Because it does not provide what I want out of a card game. You know? You can have that, and like I said, I don't disrespect the game. You can have fun playing it. I'm not going to stop you. I'm not going to call you names. I don't really care. You guys are having fun. Do your thing.
Yeah.
But at a point, you have to at least understand how the game is played and what the game involves before you can judge it completely.
Yeah, I never understood that. After overhearing so many different people who play so many different games at Adepticon talk about other people who play other games in that fashion.
Yes.
Like everybody who plays AOS is a stinky loser, or everybody who plays 40K is a big fat baby, or everybody who plays Warma Hordes is this, or everybody who plays Magic the Gathering is that. I'm like, dude, you're just a gamer nerd. We all are. Look where we are.
What's worse is you're a judgmental gamer nerd.
Yeah.
You are the I hate to make this analogy, but it's kind of you're the fucking fascists of gamer nerds. You're hating people for what they play. That's not okay. And I doubt you're actually hating them.
It would be different if it was just like a friendly rivalry, like how I'm a Bears fan and my friend is a Packers fan, and we give each other a hard time about it.
Correct. Yeah.
Like the Shoots and Ladder comments, like, "Oh, you want to play Shoots and Ladders again, guys?" You get the joking tone of voice, just having fun. Throwing little fun zingers at each other. It's fine.
That's a totally different thing. But just like being sincere in your hating on somebody else because of the games that they choose to play seems a
like,
little
I won't play 40K because those are just all power gamers. You never have fun.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Oh,
dude, I have seen so many power gamers in every single game I've played. It doesn't matter which one it is. I could pick from all of them.
Sanders, that's a good one. He says, there have been times I've had to check myself with thoughts and respect people more. Absolutely. That is a core problem of society, is we don't respect people as much as they do.
I wish more people would check their thoughts before speaking.
Check themselves before they wreck themselves. They need to do. I think that the gamer community is better than that. We need to be better than that. We've been ostracized. Maybe some of you new gamers, younger gamers haven't been. That's awesome.
I think we mostly are good people. It's just those few people who are loud.
I mean, come on. I'm from the generation where a kid walked up to our table at lunch and said, like, something like, "When are you nerds? You stop looking at my girlfriend." And like, it was us. Like, you're the biggest table of nerds in this school.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
I remember those days.
All I can say about that guy is he punches like a sissy. He makes a satisfying thump when he hits a wall.
I grew up in the time where we were at the cafeteria table. We were writing up characters and discussing things, and people would come
Uno
up
at lunch, and people made fun of us for playing Uno at lunch.
Yeah.
That's not even a real game. Come on, you're making fun of us for playing Uno?
Yeah, and people
Might
would
as well be playing Crazy Eights.
Oh my god. And would
We
make
only
fun
had
of us.
playing cards when I was a kid. We didn't have card games that weren't playing cards. Back in my day,
Back in your day.
we played War, and we liked it.
Oh, we played War. I'm not sure we liked it, but we played War. But yeah, we grew up with that, and I'm very much, very much happy they don't have to deal with that anymore. But
Or not as bad.
not as bad, yeah. But don't add to it. I think I clipped your. Sorry, distracted. Don't add to it. Just go, respect. Like my mom said, like everyone's mom said, if you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all. You don't need to.
Words to live by.
Or like the wise man said, you be nice until it's time to not be nice. And he'll tell you when that is.
But I mean, it got on my nerves seeing that, and I was like, really, dude, you're in a nerd store with other nerds playing nerd games, and you want to dog him because he's not playing your nerd game?
Well, I told you they were doing that at the local gaming store. I forget which game it was on, but they were like making fun of one of the gamer section. They're the employees. I'm like, that's just not okay.
Ooh.
Like, motherfuckers. Like, do I have to rumble? I know both owners of this fucking store. Do I need to talk to them? I hate doing that. Don't tell me stitches get snitches. I'll whoop your ass.
You mean snitches get stitches?
That's
6 of one, half dozen of the other.
whatever. Get me started.
But I was just very. I got enough problems in my world to worry about y'all being dicks to people just because they don't like what you like.
And honestly, in today's day and age, as much as you might want to not get involved, not want any drama. If you see that shit, you got to step to your brother's aid.
Yeah.
Because we're all, brothers and sisters in gaming. You step to their aid. You tell the guys, like, hey, guys, that's not cool. Knock that stuff out. You don't have to be mean to them. Just, or even sarcastic. Just be like, knock that stuff out. That's unnecessary.
Yeah.
And if it keeps going, especially if the other person's there, I mean, you're going to have to get firm with them. We have to back each other up, because otherwise it's just going to keep going. People aren't going to realize it's wrong. People are going to keep doing it. And we have to stop it. If we stop it every time we see it, eventually it'll be okay. They're going to be like, maybe they get, I have a story I tell of a guy who would cheat in every game of 40K and no one wanted to play him.
Whoa.
And we're at the battle bunker in Glen Burnie, and he's like, oh, hey, you want to play a game? And I'm like, I would not play you if the last person playing 40K on the planet. And he asked the $1 million question. Why? And I went on like a 10-minute, fairly loud, zero curse word, because I'm in the game store, in the Game Workshop store, tirade on him. Fast forward about 4 or 5 months, and people are playing him because he's totally fair. He's playing the rules right. He's having a great time, and suddenly he's the best opponent ever. So sometimes maybe you guys are going to lead that guy to that epiphany. Maybe you're going to lead that person to realize it's not okay what I've been doing. People know what I've been doing. It's not okay. I want to play this game more than I want the brief glimpse of winning, or the brief glimpse of being the cool guy making fun of the nerd. And if not, then you just keep doing it until they generally get ostracized by everyone, because they have to. And if you got a group like that, you're going to have to stand up to the group. It's tough. If you got problems, you call me. I'll do what I can. Seriously. Because that shit's not okay. Not anywhere. Doubly not in our hobbies. It's not good.
No. We got too many things to worry about.
Yeah, we need to defend each other. Need to get this shit out of the hobby. We just drives me insane.
I before I lose it on my train of thought, I put in a order for those new GW contrasts. Our local store says, "Hey guys, what do you want?" We're looking, we're doing, and I put in for all the basic colors. So I'm kind of interested. I actually held off on painting my Night Watch because I want to try the black. Because that was, I hate painting black and making black look good. And so
do you start out with it being like a light gray?
I actually, I think I'm going to use the light gray primer.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think I'm going to do a little bit of darker in the recess and then paint that on there. I'm going to do a couple of test models to try it out, because black is always a pain in the butt to, highlight and make look good.
You might not need to do all that, Gonzo. You might just contrast paint, add black, or whatever it's called now.
Yeah.
Null oil. Job's a good one.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I was going to do. I was going to do some testing with. It was just on my mind.
Experiment.
Yeah, because I'm sitting here painting this model, painting one of my Guild Ball models. I did play in a Guild Ball tournament. That's what
Jim and I are like. Did you?
Yep.
So, I'm looking forward to them, and that's there. We've been trying out new paints.
Yeah, me and Jim are both looking forward to that, too. We're like, which store should we make the trek to? Because they are all 45 minutes or more away.
Dartboard. Chunk. All right, that one. You just use a map, whichever store you end up closest to.
Yeah. Well, I was like, we haven't been to the Games Workshop store in Downers Grove. And our friend Adam, who used to work at the Chicagoland Battle Bunker, is the manager at that one. Oh. And we haven't seen him since... We see him once in a while, like at Gen Con or Adepticon.
Well, yeah, you should definitely go say hi. Buying from Games Workshop is not bad. We do... as much as people hate to say it, you do need to keep those stores in play, too, if you want them to stay around.
Yeah.
They got to get some of your money. There's one right around the corner that I try and buy stuff from once in a while. I just hate the fucking manager.
I suspect that it should work fine with non-GW primer. It's not like they put a special thing in their primer just to work with contrast paints.
There is a rumor, and it's speculation and rumor, that their primer that they're wanting people to use has more of a satin finish. And that could be the reason why they want you to use their primer. Whether it is or not, I'm not sure. I haven't seen it. Haven't got a lot of things on it,
Well,
but I definitely want to test it out with just a normal gray primer. Or
I am absolutely going to test this shit out with my Stynylrez primer and my way that I prepare my models with the primer, the wash, the
Zenithal.
Zenithal dry brush. Yes. I have the black, I have gray, I have rust, I have yellow, I have green. Yellow and black make gray also. So I am set on. I love my Stynylrez. I may pick up more of it. So next Tuesday, not this coming Tuesday, I'll be streaming my normal stuff. But the following week after that, I'm going to the Badger Airbrush factory. Because it's
that's the week it comes out, right? It's about 2 weeks away now.
Yeah, I think the 15th is when it comes out.
Yeah, my friend's son's Eagle Court of Honor.
Yeah, you pre-order this coming Saturday, and then it'll come in the Saturday after that. I'll try and get some when I can, but I don't have anything really staring at needing it right now. So,
well, I also want to use it for my, my druids, because I have like 120 druids to try.
Oh, the trees.
Yeah, and I'm like.
Dryads. Not Druids, Dryads.
Oh, Dryads, yeah, Dryads, sorry. My fault.
You're still stuck on the Druish princess.
Yeah.
Funny, she doesn't look Druish.
So, I mean, I got that. I definitely want to try my
I can
paint
send you
scheme
some
on that.
Druids if you want. I got a bunch of circle hanging out here.
Nope. I am perfectly fine.
I
do
will.
not need anything.
Once we pick these up, I'm going to be testing them out on my stream too, so people can see what I'm doing with them and what may work and what may not work.
Yep. And
because I don't know what I'm doing with them. I don't know how they're going to work. So we'll all learn together.
I need to get both of your guys' care packages together. Hopefully I will get time off work eventually. Eventually I get to take a day off, I'm sure. To get those together, I'm going to get you one or two of those Turbo Dork color shifts, see what you can do with them.
Ooh.
And then Gonzo, I got a bunch of stuff downstairs for you right now. I got cards and stuff.
Is it going to need a U-Haul truck?
No, it'll fit in the box. I've had so little time to put together and do stuff. I still haven't looked at the models you sent me from Parabellum Games. I open the box, like, oh, there's models, cool. And then I haven't. I still have time. It's crazy.
That's coming out this month, too, on the 15th.
Yeah. This month is terrible for releases.
Oh, yes, because everybody's releasing.
End of the month, you get Malifaux 3rd edition, which Not Brushhead Dave is really interested in. We get the next set for Transformers TCG. Hopefully they throttle back on that. 2 or 3 sets a year is more than enough. They do 4. I think half our guys are going to be out because that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
I mean, so I'm hoping they throttle back. I would hope they throttle back to 2 since they got so much out. But 3 might be doable.
Yeah. That's a lot, because I haven't played that game in a while. You and I have been too busy.
Oh my god. Yeah, I haven't left work on time. I only leave work on time on Fridays, and that doesn't even always happen. Because I told my new hire, I'm like, hey, you want to make up some hours? She's like, yeah, all right. Well, we'll do some one-on-one training after work every day. Except Friday. I ain't staying late Friday.
What?
I have limits. I have stayed late Fridays. I just don't want to. I can only work so many hours. I mean, when there's 2 days left in the pay period, you're like, I'm done with hours for the pay period. You're like, well, shit. Guess I got to come in the next 2 days anyways.
Can't work over 40.
No, I can work over 40. I just don't get paid for over 40.
Salary?
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, I worked 40 hours, more than 40 hours between that and travel time in the 4 days I was gone in Nashville.
So, you know what just triggered?
What's up?
You know what just triggered my Echo Dot? Well, that sucks. just totally thought I was calling out the magic word for my Echo.
I hit the mute microphone button on mine. That way she doesn't come and say something crazy on when I'm.
Oh, I see. Okay, I never bothered to look at what the little things were on the top, and I'm like, oh, Okay.
Yep. Plus volume, minus volume. I think the power button / do something button and mute microphone.
How's my boy?
Off my puppy.
Oh,
He
everybody,
can go viral.
go viral with my puppy.
Puppy!
Oh, look at him, he's so cute.
Look at those
If
floppy
you're
ears.
watching us on live on Twitch or on YouTube, you can see the puppy.
Yes, he's super cute. Gonzo, did you name him yet?
Theodore Titan.
What now?
His name is Theodore Titan. Theo for short.
Aw, it's not Teddy Titan.
Okay,
Nope.
see you later.
All right. Bye, guys.
You will be for me.
Oh, you've got 3 dogs. You are a brave, brave man.
Yes, I do have 3 dogs. I have a beagle and a corgi also. Beagle is Tucker. Tucker don't want to be up here. TJ, come here. I already showed TJ. He was my corgi. He's my tank of a corgi. You can see him in the background a little bit. He's already up wanting to go in there.
Yeah.
Tucker, come here. Come here, Tucker. Come over here. You should be able to see him now.
Oh yeah. Oh, there's
Oh,
both of
dear.
them.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Dogs.
Yeah, I've always had dogs, and I've always had 2 to 3 dogs every time.
Oh, I would love to get a dog, but I don't think it's in the cards right now.
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
Especially for the hours I work.
Well,
So I have this
Leave it at home
dog
with Banian. At
instead.
that point, Banian should get a dog. Which I think is a great idea. Banian, you should get a dog.
yeah, Banian, you should get a dog.
Absolutely.
Well, when Toby passed away, when we talked about it after a few days, and we were like, do we want to get another dog? Because we've always had 2 to 3 dogs in our house, and we were like, you know what? We're not going to search for a dog, but if someone comes up and needs one adopted, and we don't pay $300, $400 for a dog, and we don't do breeders and stuff like that, we will get another dog. And so we're doing nothing, and one of our friends was needing to get rid of some. They're full-blooded Bassets, and they live in Oklahoma, and Oklahoma got hit by all that weather, and they just needed to get rid of them. They asked for a very small fee, and I was like, yes, we're going to go 100% and go get. And it was like, yep, we're getting this dog. And so we went and picked him up.
But
And
Banian, fish are not cuddly.
Fish are not Kelly. So, and it came at the right time too, with me being on summer break and everything too.
Yeah, it's a good time to get. That is definitely a good time to get a pet. I kind of miss Creakin's rats. They were super cool and intelligent and fun. And everyone at work was like, "Ah, rats!" Ah! And I'm like, "What?" There's pictures of them like climbing all over me and saying hi, and they're like, "Oh my god, that's terrible!"
No,
Like, well, I don't know what's wrong with you people. It's just
I used to
small
have
furry
bearded
people.
dragons.
Bearded dragons. Oh, they're
Oh,
not
yeah.
cuddly either.
No, they're not cuddly.
No, but they're good. They're good animals though. They're a good animal for
I
little
think all
kids.
animals are good at some point.
I kind of missed the bird too. But that's because it was sort of hand raised and tamed, and it was very fun. It would jump on your finger and give you kisses. It was cool, but I'm petless right now, and that's probably okay. Things are crazy enough. Anyways, I think we covered the nerd shaming topic. What do we do for the next 15 minutes? We also covered a bunch of painting stuff.
Yeah, we did. I did want to cover some of that too. We do have a lot of stuff coming out. Let's go back to what's coming out this month. As everybody knows, the contrast paints are coming out, which we're all looking forward to. We all want to try. We're all interested in. And I will give a review of them once I can. Maybe jump on here and show people. I know that we've got. You said Malifaux 3.0 is coming out this month?
Yeah, Malifaux 3 is coming out end of the month. Siege of Cybertron's coming out for Transformers TCG, which I mentioned just because I play it. GW is actually a little later in releases because all that trade bullshit is actually hurting the gaming companies a little bit.
Yeah, everybody's hurting a little bit on that.
Things are sort of throttling back. We're still waiting on Sabine and Bosk for Legion, along with Rebel Veterans and Shore Troopers.
Yeah. What do you think about? I want to go that, but I don't want to forget. I want to go back to Legion for a second, but I don't want to forget that also Conquest is coming out this month. If you haven't ordered your starter
Conquest,
set, you should go ahead. It's a very cool game. Can't wait to play that. A lot of the stores opening up, and everybody's kind of excited for another high fantasy rank and flank.
Yeah, high fantasy rank and flank is a good idea. Like I said, it'll.
Yeah.
I think the time is right. Kings of War. I mean, hats off for you guys for trying, but it's just a little simpler than I like.
Yeah.
Is that a nice way of saying it? I think it's a nice way of saying it.
But we also have. I wanted to go back and talk to you a little bit about Legion and about Bosk.
Okay.
Because, as we know, that right now, Bosk and Boba Fett have bounties. And you can place a bounty. And if you place the bounty on 2 different model units, and, Boba Fett wipes out that bounty, and then Bosk wipes out that bounty, that means that person's 2 up on victory points, if they stay alive, if I'm correct, right?
You are correct.
Yes. And so there was a big backlash as people were complaining, don't be the guy that plays 2 bounties.
I mean, so I forget how much Boba Fett is, but
He's expensive.
he's like, what, 150?
He's good, though. He's worth his points.
But no, absolutely he's worth his point. He is crazy. Let me get actual points here just to give you guys an idea. So there is actually an army building app for Star Wars Legion. It's called Legion Army Builder.
Uh-huh.
It's pretty solid. They will put anything they have enough data on to get in here. So, if I look at operatives, they have both Boba Fett and Bosk in here. Boba Fett's $140. Bosk is 95. Do you want to spend 235 points on these 2 guys with no upgrades? I mean, sure, you can get 2 more victory points, and that is really good. And honestly, probably one of the parts of the games that I am not 100% sold on, because I think it's a little much. Because the Rebels have no way of getting extra victory points.
Correct.
So
They don't have any yet.
I hear they're working on that, but we'll have to see what they do. But so yeah, I mean, you don't want to be that guy, but there are things in play that can live. Like we tested Bosk out as soon as they spoiled his card, and he died like a dog. Got crushed. It's a good thing he gets enraged, because at a certain point he had so many counters on him. We just kept putting him on there just to see, because technically once he becomes enraged, he loses all his counters, which I think is BS, because he could heal back to not enraged. But I guess that's probably okay. And he just got smeared. Boba Fett's a bit more tough.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's something to be said. I mean, it is a very, from a meta point of view, you could take them both and then take the generic Imperial Commander, who's only 50 points. So now you're paying, 200 and, was that 85 points for your commander and 2 operatives? That's not terrible. I mean, you pay that for Vader and like an operative. That's less than I think Vader and Bosk.
Well, I know that people are complaining about that, and I was like, people are going to take what they can.
Yeah.
They're just going to take it, so you're just going to have to get used to it.
So it's great, but I mean, Fett's really tough, but he can break.
Oh, yeah.
He can literally be there and be like, if there's nothing else to shoot at, you just throw shots at Fett, and if you roll a hit, he's taking suppression, and suddenly he's like, I got 6 suppression counters. I'm going to run away. And he is fast.
Yeah, he is.
He's going to be gone. And there are things that Fett's just not good at.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, you can do that, but it's like any other tactic. It's got its bonuses. The upside is very up, because you can win a game even when you don't have the troops to win the actual objective. But you have a lot of points spent on a couple guys. So you have to balance it. I don't think it's broken. Like I said, I'm sure they're going to do something with it. My guess, since we haven't seen R2 will probably be some crazy way of the Rebels gaining victory points. Who knows how? But the meta will adjust to whatever it is. There's already a cool training upgrade that is not very useful unless you're bringing a lot of guys with multi-wounds, where if you attack someone who's hurt, who is damaged, you get a free aim token. There's a lot of things that's going to be pretty good on.
Yeah.
You give that to, like, fleet troopers even, suddenly a free aim token, they're getting pretty good.
Well, anybody gets a free aim token is great.
Well, like, fleets are even better because, and also you can plan for it. You're like, okay, I'm going to get that, and then I'm going to give them targeting scopes, so now they get precise, so now I'm getting more use out of that.
Yeah. I just thought it was interesting because it was a hot topic.
Yeah. Oh, plus Sabine coming in is going to make things different. What it'll probably do is it'll make Luke a more interesting choice for Rebels, because Luke kills Bosk pretty handily.
Yeah. He doesn't survive very well. Vet is a different story because...
Luke kills Fett, too.
Well, yeah. But what I'm saying is Fett can move around really quickly and get away.
Not from Luke.
No, well, Luke has got the jump and all that good stuff.
Yeah, Luke's got good stuff. But yeah, from other stuff, Fett can get out of trouble. But the further away he gets from people, it starts becoming harder for him to actually affect the battle.
Yeah.
So if you're forcing him away, like if you've got ATRTs coming at him, and let's remember, ATRTs, they're pretty good in melee. Don't hesitate to get in melee and start chopping you some Fett or some Bosk. I hear Trandoshan meat's very tasty. There's a lot of things, and people they look at it from their very narrow perspective, and you've got to widen it and look at everything.
Yeah. I just know that was like a hot topic and stuff, and I was like, double bounties. Well, I don't.
Yeah, sure,
now I'm gonna get Bosk just because I want to have Bosk. But if I'm gonna play either one of them, and I'm gonna make sure you have my points, it's gonna be Vet.
I mean, I'll be honest. I'm getting
Fett,
Sabine.
I should say,
she's
not
out.
Vet.
Sabine's gonna be crazy good.
Yeah.
Sabine with the Darksaber, for now, is freaking Jedi killer, at least until they do the next rules update they're going to do. And they just did a rules update, so we're probably a good 3 months from the next rules update. And if you're wondering what that is Sabine has Impervious, so for every Pierce, you roll an extra defense die. And with the Darksaber, she's immune to Pierce and Melee. So that, Vader runs in with Pierce 3, you're like, alright, I'm going to roll 3 extra defense dice, and I'm immune to your Pierce. Now, obviously, that's not rules as they intend them from the beginning. They're just as they're written right now. They've already said they're going to fix that immune supersedes impervious, which makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Just means that she doesn't want to necessarily go after Vader, but, someone like Fett. Sabine will whip the crap out of Fett, because she'll get in melee with the Darksaber and just start whooping. But, to be fair, she should, because she's got the Darksaber. At that point, she's already as many points as him. And she's got a tighter focus. He's a better shooter than her. She's better all around. In fact, Sabine is almost like a commander in herself. She's super cool. I cannot wait to get my hands on her. The hardest decision, helmet or no helmet?
Helmet.
I think I'm going helmet, but
That's where I would go.
maybe I'll get two.
Okay.
It's a good thing about Legion. The model's so cheap, I'll get a second one. But I don't care.
What else is coming out? Did y'all see the new Necromunda gang, the Judge Dreads?
Yeah, we were I'm
yeah,
very disappointed with them. They're solid models, but they don't look like enforcers to me. They look like Space Marine scouts.
yeah, they kind of do. They look a bit light armored and stuff.
They do look cool, though. I do like them. I think that they're very...
They're nice
neat-looking.
models.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't really gotten back into Necromunda. We used to play it a lot back in the day, but I got turned off when they made it a board game inherently.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, out. And it took them way too long to get stuff out.
Yeah. Well, now...
Yeah, they're paint schemes. I've seen them paint up in a bunch of schemes, Legionnaires, and there's some they look really good in, some maybe not so good. But they just sort of smack of Space Marine scouts. They don't have, like... It is a cool, characterful aesthetic. So in Necromunda itself, they definitely look very much, let's say, coherent and different than the rest of the guys. So that's cool. But with no one locally playing Necromunda, even though I'm sure if we started Necromunda, we'd have guys as soon as Spires come out.
Oh, God. Please don't let me have Spires.
Not Brushhead Dave is a fan of Spires. We ran... So...
You only have 3 models.
We did a ton of Necromunda back in the day. Ed Sires, my old boss at Games Workshop, ran a campaign for people who worked there, and I just played Catechins, and the whole idea was it was a squad of Catechins off a dropship that crashed. So it was it was 10 catechins, and then Doc and Pilot, and I was using the Tanith Doctor, and then the Pilot from The Last Chancers, because he's all bandaged up, like he's hurt. And I played that for the whole campaign. It was funny, because I'm the only one in the campaign who ended up with all the original models still alive. So the full squad of 10, plus more guys who'd come in. I started getting all these settlements, and there's like one turn where it's like, I've got 4 settlements, I go to each one, and each one generated a Juve. I'm like, and the numbers are rising.
Well, I played mine, and I've only lost one guy. I was able to buy him back, pretty much, because I just had enough to buy the guy, because he was my guy that was using my Radfaj cannon. But I got enough points, and I got enough levels now that I can buy an Ambot.
Oh.
Which I'm going to buy an Ambot and play with it in my next game, I think.
Sometime we'll tell you about I ran one where I was basically GM of the game, and we would have weird objectives and stuff, and people would play on boards. I'd make up rules for the boards, and we'll tell you sometime about the Escher named Daisy and her cutter, which was an assault cannon she scavenged off of, because one of the tables that we had at the time they were using to train for other stuff was like one of the crashed Imperial bombers that had twin assault cannons on it, and I'm like, you go up to a piece, you can scavenge. If you roll a 6, you get something, and then you'll roll another die, and how good you roll depends on how good the thing you get is. She's like, I got a 6, and then I got a 6. I'm like, all right, you got an assault cannon. Merry Christmas. She was the worst shot with an assault cannon because she was ballistic skill 3. But then she got the ability to move and fire it, which was hilarious. So she was ballistic skill 2 when moving and firing. But I mean, hell, it's an assault cannon. Who cares? You're throwing out so many shots, something's gonna hit.
Eventually.
It was super fun. I do like games like that. Kind of wish I'd do that for something, but we'll see what the guys say sometime. I got too many other games I need to run right now to start.
What?
Honda.
Let's go ahead and switch over to our media section, because we actually have a decent amount of media stuff to go over. We're going a little bit early, which is okay. Not a problem. Media section. Party time. Excellent.
Excellent.
Kathy, how many do you have today? None. All right, John, how many do you have?
Like 3 or 4.
I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You need to do something with your life, Gonzo.
Well, I do. I worked on some stuff for the convention and watched TV at the same time.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Yeah.
That's what YouTube's for. Something I can not pay attention to and just have background noise.
Yeah. Normally
it's music, occasionally it's YouTube. But if I watch a movie, I watch a movie.
So that's what I did. So let's go with my first one. So I watched the Netflix show Rim of the World. Rim of the World is a young kids battle aliens. And it tries to capitalize on the young kid part. It tries to...
Directed by McGee?
Yeah.
I'm sure it's quality.
And it tries to capitalize on the kids directly. You've got one that's like super rich and, is all cool. And you got one that's a nerdy, and then the secret, and, just so on and so forth. You have your plethora of different people in there. The story is aliens attack the International Space Station. The International Space Station blows up. An astronaut gets off of it. And when the astronaut gets off, they have a key to unlock our super secret defense mechanism to save us against aliens if they attack. Why the ISS has that when the device is on Earth, I have no fucking clue. And neither does the story. It fucking sucked. This show was horrible. The special effects, it's like they spent no money on special effects. It was like late 80s, early 90s, I would say late 80s special effects. The aliens were bad. The CGI was bad. The acting was horrible. You didn't feel for any of the characters. It was all planned out. You could see everything from a mile away. It was really, really bad. I'm talking like not Atlantic Rim, but very close to it. is getting close to Atlantic Rim. So I would say it's probably like 3 space herpes, I would say 3.5 to 4.
It's not nearly close enough to Atlantic Rim to say close to
Yeah,
Atlantic
I
Rim.
would say 4 because the end of it is so bad. I mean, everything about it is just horrible. The special effects, the acting, the story. You know, you're like, oh, they're like, yay, we're saved, yay. It's like they were trying to combine Goonies and all the other 80s cool shows together in one and just failing at it because it was done in 2019. I mean, everything.
Well, I mean, Stranger Things was able to capture all of that kind of
Yeah,
magic.
it was. And that's what they were trying to do, is try to capture that magic. And they did it very poorly. Very, very poorly. Highly skip it. Don't watch it. Push it to a 4 space herpes. Get rid of it. Don't even talk about it.
Well, there you go. Probably 4.5. Sounds like.
No, it sounds like 4. It sounds like, in the Beastmaster range.
Hey,
Beastmaster's at least a 3.
Kathy, I'm sorry.
3.
I've seen this year. Sorry. It is the worst movie I've seen this year. A movie that I thought was going to challenge for worst movie I've seen this year, I watched on Friday, and that is Flight of the Intruder.
Okay.
Not to be confused with Flight of the Navigator, which my friends did. They are not close at all.
Okay, good.
Flight of the Intruder is based off a book, and it is about A6 intruder pilots in the Vietnam War.
Mm-hmm.
It stars Danny Glover as the carrier, or the commander of the air group.
Mm-hmm.
And then it has Brad Johnson. And you're like, who? Wasn't he a quarterback? Not that Brad Johnson. The actor Brad Johnson, who's been in nothing of consequence. And then it has Willem Dafoe in it also. And they are... Brad Johnson's a pilot. He loses his navigator on the way back, and it screws him up a little bit. And then they goes to say goodbye to their family, and... they're not there, and he meets a girl there who's cleaning up, and unnecessary romance. This movie's all over the place. It is not coherent. The only saving grace of this movie is that it does have some very cool, battle scenes with the A6 intruder and all. Brad Johnson and Willem Dafoe and Danny Glover have the best chemistry of the movie, because the rest of the people do not have chemistry. I'm not really sure they're fully formed actors at this point. It's got an early Tom Sizemore, who is terrible, an early Ving Rhames, who is unfortunate. The dialogue is painful at points. It's just like, oh god, I should be drinking for this. But it ends a lot stronger than it starts. It's got some cool seeds. It has a deeper message of the meaning of war and more shots fired, basically, at how the Vietnam War was run. And you watch it mostly for some of those air combat scenes and sort of the ending clip, which is a bit unrealistic but amusing. I want to like it more, but I've got to give it like 3 or 3.5 space herpes. It's not good. It's worth watching. I got it for like $3 on DVD, so it was worth $3 easily. I've watched it a couple times. It just keeps getting worse, unfortunately. I'd have to retire it eventually, but Top Gun it is not. Skip it. Skip it. I mean, watch it once and then forget about it. You're going to rather watch Top Gun or Firebirds or Stealth or any of the other similar kinds of movies. They're probably better. Gonzo?
I watched another Netflix movie called The Silence. The Silence is with Stanley Tucci.
Okay.
And the girl that plays Sabrina in the new show.
No say.
I don't remember her name. And it's about these creatures that come out, and if you make a noise, they attack you and kill you. Kind of do what?
The Quiet Place?
Except for these are flying, bat-like creatures. The plot is easily seeable.
Pitch black with noise.
Yes.
Okay.
plot is easily, you can tell everything that's going on in this. You know what everything's going. There wasn't any surprises. There wasn't anything that was ooh and ah. The creatures were kind of cool. You knew where everything was going, what everything was doing. You didn't believe the girl was deaf because the girl that plays Sabrina is supposed to be deaf. She doesn't act deaf. It doesn't translate at all very well. There are plenty of times I'm watching it and I'm like, really? This is... Okay, this just doesn't make sense at all. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't good either. It sits at the the 3 space RPs because it just wasn't there. It's been done before. Little tiny creatures that attack and kill people if you make noises. Been there, done that.
Yeah, been there, done that this year.
Yeah. So I mean, it really didn't do anything. Yeah, I mean, it just didn't do anything. Special effects were okay. Acting was okay, except for I didn't believe that she was deaf. Stanley Tucci was alright. It was just... And that's the best way to put it. That's the reason why I give it 3, because it's just a meh. There wasn't much to it.
Fair enough.
If you got bored, try it, but you won't like it.
Fair enough. Why don't you hit us the second one, because you got so damn many.
Let's see. I finished and watched the last season of Ash vs. Evil Dead.
Okay.
Which is the TV show.
Yeah, the final season because they canceled it, right?
Canceled it, yes. Which I was kind of bummed because of the end of it. Ash vs. Evil Dead this season was good. It had everything I would expect it of, an Ash vs. Evil Dead. Plenty of blood and guts, plenty of gore, plenty of, over-the-top gore, over-the-top scenes, all that crazy stuff that you go to expect. And it wasn't bad at all. I enjoyed it all the way through. Got some good giggles. Got some good, oh crap, that's, damn. Really? Okay, yeah, all right. But I mean, it was the overtop that you expect from an, Ash versus Evil Dead thing. The ending of the show, everything happens, and then, whatchamacallit, the season ends, and the season ends with, I'm going to spoil it because it's already been out for long enough. Ash wakes up and he is actually in a post-apocalyptic world where he has to now fight undead in a post-apocalyptic world where demons have taken over. And I was like, oh, that would have been kind of cool, kind of fun.
It's the end of Army of Darkness.
Yeah.
Sorry. The original end of Army of Darkness, not the actual theatrical end. Sorry.
Correct. And so it had been neat. It would have been cool to see that, but of course they canceled it. But it was okay. To end it right there was just fine. Overall, I liked it. I would say pushing it to 1.5, 2 space RPs if you're not into that type of stuff. If you're not into any of the Ash vs. Evil Dead, just don't watch it because you won't get it. You won't understand. You'll be like, why is there, why is there a Playboy, bunny, centerfold model trying to kill Ash from him looking at it? It's just weird, over-the-top blood and guts. But I enjoyed it very much so. Like 1.5, 2, pushing it.
And that was Ash vs. the Evil Dead, right?
Yes, Ash vs. the Evil Dead. The last season. I don't know what the season it was.
Someone was asking us to make sure I get the title right.
Yeah.
All right. So my next one, since I'm apparently going to go in order of worst to best. Last night I was looking for something to watch. I actually wanted to watch a Western, but apparently Netflix and Amazon on my TV won't classify Western as a genre. So first, fuck you guys.
Yeah.
Secondly, I ended up on Olympus Has Fallen, which is a movie I've seen. I actually own it. It's on a DVD set with White House Down, which is basically the same movie, just with different actors.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to say it was the worst of the two movies, but after rewatching the beginning of this, maybe it's not, and I'm not sure when we rewatched to be sure. So, let me just start by saying, this movie in reality don't talk to each other anymore. They had a falling out. They don't want to see each other ever. Ever. Because the beginning is so unrealistic, you're like, that shit would just not happen. But once you get into the premise, they have to set up the Die Hard in the White House, because it is Die Hard in the White House.
Yes.
Once they set it up, after that, it becomes much more tolerable. Just turn your brain off at the beginning because you're like, how did that gunship make it over DC? That wouldn't have happened. I'm like, you are correct. It would have been a flaming ball of debris long before DC. But you're going to have to live with that. There's some fun ideas there. There's some absolutely retardo shit. But once you get into it, you settle into a pretty average action movie. I mean, Gerard Butler is no Liam Neeson, definitely no Keanu Reeves. I feel like John Wick would have solved this particular problem much quicker and just killed them all with much less muss or fuss. But, there's a reason this movie is getting its second sequel. Because it is just solid enough action, and it's enjoyable action. He's not unrealistically badass. He's actually sort of realistically badass, which is ironic considering how unrealistic the rest of the movie is. And boy, they just ramped that up to the next level in the next movie. Maybe I will cover London Has Fallen next, because somehow I own that on DVD too. Don't ask. I have problems. But, it's Gerard Butler. He's fine in it. You get Aaron Eckhart playing the president. He's good in it. Let's see. Morgan Freeman plays the Speaker of the House, and Morgan Freeman's Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
And then Angela Bassett plays the head of the Secret Service. She's fine. And then you get Robert Forster. And I know you guys are like, Robert Forster? Who the fuck is Robert Forster? I love Robert Forster. Robert Forster's in some of my favorite movies. I really enjoy him. He's playing a military general and does a perfectly standout job. I just call him out every time I see him. Eventually, I will cover The Black Hole, which is one of my favorite movies, and he is the leading role in that. He's also in Jackie Brown, Delta Force, though he plays an Arab in Delta Force, which is unfortunate, but is what it is. So yeah, solid action flick, kind of enjoyable. After the first, deluge of unrealism, it calms down to just action movie unrealistic. But at the end of the day, it is just Die Hard in the White House and not done as well as Die Hard, because they never are. I think the closest is probably Under Siege. And that may not hold up too well. I'll have to see. But, so it's, of course, 2.5 Space Herpes. It's an average action movie. It's a perfectly good way to waste your night. It's on Netflix for free. Yeah, no, I watched a movie on Netflix that I own. Don't ask. Sometimes you're sitting there and you're just like, fuck, I'm watching that.
You're like, I don't want to reach into the cupboard and get the DVD out or the Blu-ray or whatever.
I'd been staring at movies for 5 minutes while with my 3-scoop sundae sitting there in its waffle bowl, getting ready, wanting to be eaten. I was just like, fuck it, I'm watching this. So there you go, 2.5. It's worth watching. It's for free on Netflix. If you got Netflix, just give it a shot. Because, it's London Has Fallen is more of the same, and I remember it being enjoyable. I saw it at the theater. Don't judge me. And then Angel Has Fallen, because he's, of course, the president's guardian angel after saving him twice. And I might see that in the theater, though probably the cheap theater again, which is where I saw London Has Fallen, because it's not a full-price movie. Let's not pretend. Anyways, Gonzo, what high form of art do you have for us?
It's not high form. On a request of Banyan, he told me to try out Legacies. Legacies is a CW show. It is a spin-off of Vampire Diaries and the originals, which I didn't know. Because I went and looked it up as I was watching. I was like, this character looks okay. And everything started kind of looking. Legacies is about a school where werewolves, vampires, and mages live. So kind of like a Hogwarts for the World of Darkness.
Oh. Amazing. Right up Banyan's alley.
Yeah. I was very hesitant because it is a CW show, so I'm expecting nothing but,
That is understandable, sir.
Very much nothing but, teen love dramas and so on and so forth. And it's actually not bad right now. I'm only about 4 episodes in.
Okay.
And 16 is, the first season. Supposedly they're getting a second one.
CW ones take a little bit to get the full CW.
Correct.
They lure you in with this promise, and then they drop the full CW on your head.
Yeah.
To concuss you into watching the rest of it.
Yeah. So far it's not bad. It's got, some decent scenes, learning the world. It kind of reminds me of, right now, what is it? What's the name of it? Supernatural.
Okay.
It's kind of got a supernatural feel to it, which is okay because Supernatural is a quality show. But I'm like you. I'm waiting for the CW to drop.
It's waiting around the corner.
Yeah, I'm
Around
just
the corner.
waiting for the
Is
CW
that
to
our-
drop.
Is that our new term for when that happens in any TV
Yeah,
show?
when the CW drops.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, we'll coin that one.
it's why I stopped watching The Flash, is because it just got a little too CW that I wanted to deal with. That's why I stopped watching Arrow. It got more CW than I wanted to deal with.
But I mean, it's okay. It's not bad. It's not horrible. Some of the acting is kind of the characters are kind of cool. Everything's been all right. So 2 Space Herpes, not pushing 3 yet. I'm waiting. Like I said, when the CW drops, it'll probably drop in the score too. There's a lot of characters in this, so it's really hard to get like, oh, I like this character. Oh, I like that character, type thing. I mean, there's like 9 characters that you're having to deal with right off the bat, so you're kind of like all over the place. But overall, it's not bad. I've had
Well,
worse.
if it's like a soap opera, they'll have a bunch of characters and they'll only focus on a few one
Yep.
day of the week, a few another day of the week, and then on Friday they'll wrap up all those stories.
I thought you were going to say one day at a time, and I was going to listen.
But
Anyway.
I'll continue to watch it. I mean, I'm on my summer break, so when I'm on the phone or when I'm working on typing up letters and stuff, I can definitely put this on and watch it.
Or you could watch something good, but neither here nor there.
Oh, I've got a whole queue lined up of things to watch. So
Oh,
We're going to have to do a
right.
separate podcast of Gonzo's media section.
I have 2 more.
I have 2 more and a note.
Okay. Let me go with one of mine because it'll be a short one. I
Okay.
caught up on the season of Vikings,
Okay.
which I really love Vikings. I didn't get to watch the last season because we switched who we're getting our services from, and they don't have services. They don't have that channel. And so I had to wait till I came on Amazon. Perfectly fine with. I really liked it. I still like Vikings. Vikings is still a good, solid TV show. Can't wait for the next season. I think the next season is supposed to be the last. But good enough fighting, good enough story. The characters are still good. Good, solid. 1 pushing to 2 if you're not into it. But still a good overall season.
It's only 2 shots. It's only two Space Herpes if they have horned helmets.
Yeah. So
They have horned helmets.
they didn't have any horned helmets.
Good.
Oh, okay.
No
But it's
horned
not
helmet.
two.
But I mean, overall, really good. I had a good time with it. Liked it. Enjoyed it. Can't wait to see the rest of it.
All right, so my next one is The Hitman's Bodyguard.
Uh-huh.
So Beanie and I were sitting there on Memorial Day itself, or the day after. I think it was Memorial Day, day before Memorial Day, the Sunday. And I'm like, we watched 2 movies. This is the second one we watched. I come up and like, I want to watch The Hitman's Bodyguard or Baby Driver or something like that we have to purchase.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, Hitman's Bodyguard. I'm like, okay, cool. Bought it on Amazon, watched it. It was a good time.
Yeah.
I mean, Ryan Reynolds, they figured out how they can use Ryan Reynolds, and it is unfortunate that they're going to use him just as comedy, because I know from his past he does actually have acting chops, and he can carry some more dramatical stuff, but, I mean, they've got his shtick, which is, he is somehow both the straight man and comedy at the same time, which is really good. I mean, he and Samuel Jackson play for each other very well. The action is amusing. It is totally unrealistic, but it is absolutely hilarious. I laughed quite a bit in it.
Yep.
They have, like I said, good chemistry. There's not a ton you can say about this movie. That is just, you should watch it.
What I liked about it more than anything is it wasn't a lot of green screen action.
No, it was sort of realistic style, effects, actual stunt work, which is good.
Yep.
Nothing was Olympus's Fallen levels of bullshit, bullshit, not realistic. It was all like, okay, it's action movie unrealistic. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, it wasn't done on like, all green screen and you couldn't tell. And
Yeah, the action was clean enough you could tell what was going on. It wasn't like quite John Wick, but it was closer to John Wick than not, which is good because I like to know what's going on in action.
Well, and also they had like real cars exploding and real cars being dumped in rivers and real stunts.
It was good. Salma Hayek is in it. It's funny.
Yep.
And, I mean, there's the standard stuff there. To a point, it is sort of cookie cutter, but the comedy they add to it's good enough, and the interactions between Samuel L. Jackson and Ryan Reynolds are good enough that it's definitely worth watching. It is definitely above average. I'm just going to give it one space herpy.
You can see that. It was pretty good.
It's definitely enjoyable. I suggest, it's not free anywhere that I know of. It was worth the money. I bought it for like $6 on Amazon or something. Well worth the money.
Yep, I'll agree with you that. My last one was on Amazon, and it is Good Omens. I've been waiting for Good Omens to come out on Amazon Prime because the book is amazing. And it is only 6 episodes. I don't know if they're going to do another season or not, because it could be another season if you wanted to. But could be there or could not
be. Should there be, based on the books, though?
Correct. You could, based on the book and the TV show, you could. The acting was incredible. The 2 characters were amazing. The lines were delivered correctly. Special effects were great. Everything was done perfect.
Sure.
I did not have any complaints about it. If you don't know about the book, if you don't know about it, you can get into it, no problem. You'll be able to get into it. If you like shows in the style of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, you'll like it. It is, it does have that British comedy type stuff to it. Does have that quirky comedy, and you're like,
well, it's Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman, right?
Yeah, and the thing is it's got that feel for it, and you can see it, and you can feel it, and you know it.
It's odd, and if you like odd stuff, you will like it because both those guys are odd on their own.
Correct.
The book is odd too.
Yes.
The first time I read it, I think I was confused for part of the time, and the second time I read it, it completely made sense. Yeah. So
100% worth it.
I'm looking forward to it. That's what I'm going to be talking about next week because I plan to binge that this week.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 6 episodes. You don't have to binge. You can watch one a day.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
But I mean, it was so good. And I mean, everything was delivered right. You laugh all the way through it. Even on the serious part, you're like, damn, that's pretty funny. Highly recommend it. If you like David Tennant and Michael Sheen and you like Good Omens, you'll love this. If you like shows like Hitchhiker's Guide and you like all this stuff, you'll 100% love this. Zero space herpes at all.
The only thing I've ever heard about it is from people who are like, it was too odd for me. So I watched first episode and it wasn't for me. I'm like,
so you don't like Terry Gilliam either. You don't like Monty Python because that's odd.
Yeah, yeah.
Python is doses for me.
Yeah, it was good. It was really good. I enjoyed it.
Watch Brazil kind of guy.
Oh God, I haven't seen Brazil in years.
And The Adventures of Baron Munchausen is kind of tough at points because that is really, really odd.
Yeah, but I mean, it was very, very solid. Acted really well, characters really well. Everything was done very well. Definitely did.
Well, I can close my notes for this last movie. Prior to watching The Hitman's Bodyguard earlier in the day, Banyan's like, "Oh, is it time to marathon Discovery?" Because I think we decided because we can get CBS All Access through Amazon for like $6 a month. We figure 1 month, maybe 2, should get us through all of Discovery. Plus, we get 1 week free, so 5 weeks should get us through. Because I've seen some clips on YouTube, and while I don't think the first season definitely doesn't look like Star Trek, it does look like it might be good sci-fi, and the second season looks pretty good.
It's been great.
The guy they have playing Captain Pike is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
There are people already doing videos of Captain Pike, why he's the best Star Trek captain, and I'm like, I haven't seen any faults in most of the stuff I've seen from the second season. The first season seems like it's just don't expect actual Star Trek. Expect more DS9 type stuff.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
But instead of that, I told him I'm not really ready to start that right then. Maybe if I knew he was going to be there all Monday and then we had Tuesday, we might try and go through. But instead, I watched Rogue One because I've been playing a lot of Star Wars Legion. So that game I talked about against Not Brushhead Dave went so badly that Jin and the Rebel Pathfinders, who are the guys from the squad from Rogue One, are the only ones who survived. So you know you're doing it wrong. Spoiler, sorry. You should probably know that by now. Sorry, person fast off. But yeah, so it's great. There are plenty of minor nitpicks you could make with it, but they are all minor as heck. The first and second act are a little odd. It is sort of oddly structured in the first and second act, but the third act is pretty much perfection.
Yeah.
It's the guys on a mission, military guys on a mission movie, and it is done very well. In fact, I would say that you could have done the same movie without the Star Wars trappings, and it probably would have been one of the best men on a mission movies ever. But with Star Wars, it is just means so much more to us because it's a entirely different subgenre we haven't seen in Star Wars. Still great. I have no real complaints about any of the actors. My only major complaint is only part of a complaint, and that is they should have just recast Tarkin.
Oh,
Yes,
gotcha.
Agreed.
I
Yeah.
can see that.
I appreciate them wanting to push the boundaries of that technology. Hats off, someone has to. And if the goal is we need to push that technology, we don't want to recast Tarkin because Peter Cushing is legend, sure, you can do that. But I think it would have served it better because he had too many lines. If they'd done that technology in Revenge of the Sith, where they actually recast him for the brief scene he was on the bridge of a starship, that would have been better. Like the Leia at the end of it is fine. It holds up well for that short time. But the longer you have him talk, the less it holds up. The more your mind's like, something's wrong.
Yeah.
It's the uncanny valley.
Yeah.
But it does need to be pushed. We need to push it so we can. Well, I mean, do we need to? But from an art standpoint, you need to push it so you can get it to the point. But I think this wasn't necessarily the best movie for that because you could just recast it. But that's a choice they made. It's a nitpick. It doesn't detract really from my enjoyment of the movie at all. Because by the time you're like, that was a lot, you're on to something else that's awesome. The characters are all cool. I mean, Chirrut, which is Donnie Yen's character, is great. They're all, even the minor guys who have like a handful of speaking lines are cool. Everyone handled it well. Considering there were a bunch of reshoots and everyone was worried, and I'm actually kind of interested to see how the ending was originally. I don't know if it's on my Blu-ray copy or not. I'll have to check.
It's not because I wanted to see a original unedited because people said it was too dark to begin with.
I mean,
I would love to have seen it before they changed it up.
I don't think I would have liked to see it to more dark than it is.
No, but I would like to
Star
see.
Wars at that point.
And that's the reason why they said they changed it was because people felt that it wasn't like Star Wars. It was just too dark.
I mean,
And I was
already
like-
it's a little bit there, but it's all done well.
Yeah. I would have liked to have seen what it was before they changed it, just because I'm curious.
Yeah, but it's cool. It has the right ups and downs everywhere. The last battle has all the ups and downs you can use for a movie, probably for multiple movies. But it's great. Obviously, Zero Space Herpes. I'll even rate it 4 out of 5 Casablancas.
I do think that's funny. Someone released a meme that says, guys, the new trailer for the sequel to Rogue One is out. You've got to watch it.
Does he link to the sequel, the trailer for Star Wars?
Yeah, for New Hope.
Well, I mean, that's why at that point it was Star Wars.
Yeah, and I was like, that would be amazing. that was a good one. So I just thought it was funny. Guys, if you're watching and you like what you see, hit that follow-up button up there and be part of the subscribe button, technically, yeah. And if you like everything on here, you can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Patreon. If you want to help us out, Patreon, you get a lot more rewards. You get things early. And we'll have new rewards coming up soon.
If you have any ideas for us, just throw them at us on Facebook or find us individually on Twitter or Facebook or whatever.
Yep.
I mean, we'd love to hear what you guys want to hear. Sometimes we're spitballing.
Oh yeah, I mean
Most of the time.
we have to make things up. Sometimes it's on Friday night. Hey guys, y'all want to talk about this? And then Saturday afternoon, yeah, let's talk about that. So I mean, we've got all of this. You're just gonna have to, hit that subscribe button. You can find us on YouTube if you want to rewatch our videos. If not, we're on iTunes. We're now on Spotify, by the way. If you're a Spotify listener, you can hear us all on Spotify.
If you're a Twitch person, I mean, give us a sub on Twitch. That helps us too. You're got
Or
Amazon
even
Prime.
follow
Hit us up
us
with your
on
free
Twitch,
stuff.
eh?
Yep. And of course, watch us on Facebook because we have a lot of information that comes out there. You can find out where everything hits. Other than that, guys, I think that's episode 80 in the books. Exactly at 8:30. Wow. We did it on time. All right.
Crazy.
For
For More Than Nice, I'm Gonzo.
John.
I'm Cappy.
Ah! Good night. Da-na-na-na-na, na-na-na-na-na, na-na-na-na-na.
Yeah, I don't know what that's from.
What's what from?
Your music, your little humming.
That's the music at the end of our section that you can't hear every time.
That's true. It is the music at the end of the section.
Yep, it's only the music that people they can hear or people that listen to us. You can't hear it. So just
Aw.
pretend you're dancing, Kathy.
I'm totally dancing.
I'm dancing on the inside.
I'm not even dancing